Hey, Kansas City Underground. This is Bree, and I'm here back with another story this week. And today you get to hear from Courtney. Courtney is with the Independence Hub of the Underground. And Courtney, we're glad you're here today. And we're super excited to hear about the story where you were able to bless a family in your neighborhood who's gone through something quite tragic. Yeah, but what I want to kind of pull out of this story from the get-go is that there is the backstory to this story, right? And so oftentimes building relationships in our context is a long game. It takes a long time, especially neighborhoods, communities, things like that. So kind of give us the backstory on this story. When did you meet this family? How did you meet them? And then up until the current events that they're experiencing.
Yes. So about a year ago, we hosted our first block party. We've lived in this neighborhood for, it was 7 years at the time. So we went and passed out flyers to everyone on our block and a few blocks over. And they happened to, this family had just moved into the neighborhood 2 months prior and gotten to know a few people on their street, but not too many other neighbors. So they ended up
Mhm.
coming to our block party. And since then, we've seen them. We have a coffee shop up the street. So we've seen them in there a couple of times and run into each other on walks.
Okay, all right. So these little instances of building relationship have led up to this moment where you're having coffee with them and they told you what? Not good news.
Yeah, so they told us they had a house fire outside on their back patio. They had a mosquito candle that the wind caught just right. So they're looking at 8 months of renovations, and they've
Oh,
moved about 30 minutes away in the meantime. So yeah,
okay.
after we had that encounter, I reached out and asked her if there was anything their family needed. And she said they really didn't need anything at the time, but a few weeks later, I just kept feeling the nudge to even just put together just some kind of thoughtful comfort type touches in a care basket. And then had the idea to ask our other neighbors that we've gotten to know over the years too if they'd want to take part.
Yes, so inviting all those other neighbors in to serve and love this family.
Yeah.
What I want to pull out of that is a way of life, some rhythms that we talk about in the underground a lot, which is the bless rhythms. And so for people who don't know, bless stands, it's an acronym, and it stands for begin in prayer, listen, eat, serve, and story. So those are the five rhythms of the bless rhythms. And as I was listening to you tell this story, I heard a lot of those rhythms coming out. So tell me how you see the blessed rhythms playing into your interaction with this family.
Absolutely. So yeah, we constantly, when we're on walks, try to prayer walk our neighborhood and just listen and take notice of things, and just ask the Lord to give us eyes to see and ears to hear. So there are a couple that have stuck out to us that we've actually had on our Bless Five. So people that we're intentionally praying for on almost a daily basis. Um, and then with the block party, we felt a need communally. We had built a lot of relationships with different neighbors, but no one necessarily knew each other. So we felt it was time to just start connecting the neighbors. So they've since gotten closer to the people on their street, and it feels like a strong sense of community. But I think at that first block party, just having hot dogs and the kids are all playing in the backyard, that was kind of our eating together. And since just running into them at the coffee shop and then being
Mhm.
able to serve them with a care bag.
Yeah, absolutely. And that last S of story is so beautiful because what's happening is you are earning trust from them and you're earning the right to be able to share your story. They're going to start to share theirs. And then woven into that is the story of Jesus and how he is revealing himself to them. So, yes, the blessed rhythms. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. So how do you feel like God is prompting you to bless them next? I know you said 8 months. They're going to be removed from their home. So
Yes. So it's neat because she actually initiated, kind of in the follow up after the care bag, that she wanted to have a play date. There's another family of faith on their street as well that we know pretty well. So we've been trying to do a play date with all of us. So it was neat for the family who experienced the fire to initiate that. I think that's one of the first times that she's done that. And then, yeah, just like you talked about, it just feels like that deeper relational trust.
yeah, absolutely. Yay, that's so good. Well, thank you for sharing with us about how sometimes it's the long game And sometimes the long game can feel long, shocking, but God is in it. Like He's always working in that time. And for you guys to be obedient and beginning in prayer, listening to people, eating with people, and serving them and earning that right to tell your story, that is such a beautiful part of what's happening in Independence, where you guys live, and then kind of stretching out beyond there too. So I am grateful for you guys, and we just pray blessings over you and your community there in Independence.
Thank you, Brittany.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.